The end of day squeeze. I love a good end of day squeeze. I'm going to show you guys the book map, what I was looking at, how I knew, well, I didn't know, but what my target was based on where the liquidity was on the book map. I'm going to show you guys a live trade right here in this video, seeing the liquidity, looking for a target, and taking the trade. I'm going to get into it. Let's go. All right, so it looks like we're gonna just go straight up right now here on the NASDAQ. This thing's definitely a bit of a gamble here. There's liquidity up there at the 13,400s. We're running into this end of day. It's currently 345. So we're trying to seeing if we can push above the VWAP here. Got the VWAP there right now at the 90s basically. So just kind of waiting to see what happens here. I mean, we're just going straight up right now. This market just doot higher and higher and higher now. So I don't really want to chase this thing, but we'll see what happens here at the 350 algorithm. If we get a nice little drop pullback, and then we can, that was a big, look at that move up. I mean, we've literally had the signal. I got back from the gym. We got the signal there from the 16s on the ES, the signal from the 28s now up there to the 83s. So the trend line just playing out beautifully. You can see how it kind of held that trend line there on the, basically holding that trend line beautifully, pushing up there to the VWAP of the 95s. So a lot of momentum coming in here end of day, and we'll see if we get a nice little pullback, and then I can buy the dip here. So looking, maybe I'm gonna put an order out here at like 75, see if I can't get filled there at 75, and then we'll see if we can't push up there towards the 400s here end of day. So getting filled there at 75s with my stop basically below this level right here. We might have literally bottom ticked that right there. I don't, that was almost too good to be true. Let's see what happens here. If they're gonna start to squeeze it back up. We got that algorithm at 350. So waiting to see kind of what happens here. Hey, if you guys enjoy this video, please do me one big favor. Hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. If you haven't already, you know what to do. We're doing this live every morning, 9:15 a.m. Let's get back into the trade. Do I hit my target? Wow. This literally could play out beautifully right now if we're going to squeeze back up. I don't know how I somehow bought the bottom perfectly there at 75. The low on that candle was 75.50. I got 75.75. So let's see what happens here when this 350 algorithm kicks on. At this point, probably a pretty good overall risk to reward. We're going to risk off of that 68s for a possible move up there. I think 400 is doable here. If we get above the VWAP end of day on the NASDAQ right now. So right now the ES and the NASDAQ both pushing up there end of day. Possible squeeze here. I don't know. We might be greedy. I'm going to move my stop to like, I'm kind of worried because the 350 algorithm, you get those like crazy wicks sometimes, and then the market goes exactly where you thought it is. So let's see if we can just stick with this and get this move up end of day towards the 400 level. On the book map right now, you got a lot of liquidity at the 90s, and then after that, the 400s. So that's also kind of why I'm thinking there's a good chance that we get this squeeze up. We got about 50 seconds, a minute until that 350 algorithm. So I'd like to get above 90 here and then push right there to the 400s here end of day. Just kind of waiting to see if we can push it here above the VWAP on the NASDAQ. We got the pullback. Now let's see if we can get this to rally up. We're right there at a pivot point as well, 82 pivot point on the NASDAQ here. And looking to see if we're gonna run it up there towards the 400s end of day. Got about 15 seconds here for the 350 algorithm to kick in. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There's that wick we were worried about that we didn't want to get stopped out on. Now they're going to try to squeeze it back up, hopefully. There's the squeeze. Come on, get above 85s here. I think we go over 85s. We go to the 90s and then up to the 400s here, end of day. We got 10 minutes left. This is the exact wick that I was worried about, because if I had moved my stop to like right here at the 73s, I would have got wicked out, and there's that pop back up. So if we can just get above 85 right here, above 85, we go through the 90s. The high of this move so far, 390 level. We're right there at that pivot point at the 82s. So now I'm going to move my stop to break even. We can't lose on the trade. Guarantee at least $60. See if we can't push above the 85s right there. Come on. Beautiful. Through the 85s now. Let's ride this, baby. Let's ride it. I'm putting an order right there at the 91s for 2, and then an order at 95s for 2 just to lock it in here Friday, Fresh Cash Friday. I'm going to put maybe right there to lock it in at the 87s actually. Just to guarantee that we lock in the profit here. And then we got the stops down there at break even still. Trying to get filled here, 87, getting filled too there, beautiful. Now we got our stops down here at the lows. Well, not the lows, but at my break even now. So we got 4 contracts left. See if we can't get a push up through the 90s next. The Bookmap looking really good for that push through the 90s now. There we go. And Bookmap showing me exactly where the market's going to go, baby. Up there, look for the 95s next and to get above the VWAP here. VWAP right now at the 93.75. So I think there's a really good chance to kind of tap in 95s here. Shouldn't be a problem. We got about another 8 minutes here in the market. 8 minutes. Bookmap showing us that 95 level sitting there right now at the VWAP. We get through the VWAP there, fill me at the 95s. Oh my gosh, this trade really could not have played out any better than what it's pretty much playing out as right now. So looking for this 95 push. 95, 95s. Right there at the VWAP right now. We get through the VWAP, we go to the 95s, and then up to the 400s, those last 2 contracts. Come on. A little bit of trouble. I'm going to move this down to see if I can get filled there at 90 for now. Like I said, I just want to make sure we lock in this profit. We got 2 contracts left. At this point, I'm going to put my stop here below this candle at the 83, 84s. And just give it a little bit of room to see if we can't get this squeeze through the 95s up there towards the 400s on these final 2 contracts. Kind of getting stuck right there at the VWAP right now. We're either going to squeeze through the VWAP here end of day, or we're going to get stuck there. So I'm actually going to move, I think I'm going to move this now to right there at the 88. So we guarantee $500. I don't want this thing to get stuck at the VWAP and then not. We got filled 1 contract. So then we're all out there, like I said, showing you guys that VWAP resistance right there. Maybe it pops above the VWAP here. It should have, if we were going to go, we should have already kind of popped through there. It might do it. You know, it's kind of like sitting there. I just didn't want this thing to get denied to the VWAP and then try to roll off, which it looks like it's going to pop through there now. So there it is through the VWAP now. We'll see what happens if we took profit at the right time. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? There it is through the 95s now. So just need a little bit more patience. But again, it's Friday. There's that push up there through the VWAP. We got a couple things going on here as well. Like I said, that pivot point was right there at the 82s, that end of day action. I'm not too mad about it. I mean, it's kind of, like I said, it is what it is. In hindsight, obviously, it's easy to sit here and be like, well, I should have held longer. But we got Phil there. And right now, a little pullback. So still looking like it wants 400, though. On the Bookmap right now, you can see this 400 level sitting there, 13,400. 13,400 sitting there on the Bookmap. Will it get filled? Take out that 400. It's looking like it wants 400. That was kind of my original target through here. I just didn't like how we got stuck right there at the VWAP. We're going through it now, I think. There it is, through the 400s. Like I said, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to guarantee profit, make $1,000, $1,500 here, end of day. Oh, it's still going. This is always what happens, right? I take profit. I try to be smart. I try to be like, you know, oh, let me manage my risk, take my profit, and then it goes to the moon. So, is what it is. But really, the key here was the Bookmap, just showing us those liquidity levels. We had the 95 liquidity. We had the 400 liquidity. There we are. Look at it. Still going through the 400s now. We're above the VWAP here. What could I have done differently? I mean, it's always the coulda, the shoulda, the woulda. Who knows how high this is going to go. Maybe it goes to the 410s here. We got about 5 more minutes End of day squeeze is happening. She's happening. Wowzers. What a beautiful move. Either way, locking in that profit, showing you guys on the book map there, that 400 level, the key, end of day, saw all that liquidity. The key, again, guys, is look, I don't know, you can't really see it now, but all that liquidity was there at the 400s. Liquidity was there at the 95s. When we were here at the 80s, you know, we're down here at the 70s, there really wasn't much going on down here liquidity-wise. We had a little bit of liquidity there, but they took it away. The 350 algorithm kicked in there. All that liquidity was not there to the downside. No liquidity to the downside, all liquidity to the upside. At that point, end of day, it's like this thing's going to push. It's going to take out that liquidity. And there's that push up there to the 400s. Again, you know, could I have done it better? I just didn't want this thing. It got kind of like double top on the 1 minute chart. It got like double top right there. And I was like, ugh. And then it pulled back, stopped me out, and then went to the 400s. So it is what it is. Showing you guys the good, the bad, and all the process in between. Market up there through the 400s, pulling it back right now. Book map right now, showing that 405 level sitting there. I mean, there's about 2 minutes left in the market. Maybe it pushes through here and tries to run up. There's that 420 all the way up there. That might be too big of a move here end of day, but overall, getting the move that we were looking for. The ES and the NASDAQ both pushing above VWAP here end of day, and that's what we're looking for. This still got some legs on it. We can see the ES, the NASDAQ both pushing above VWAP here. I think the ES actually pushed above the VWAP. They kind of both broke VWAP at the same exact time. 51, 52. Yeah, so the ES pushed through just like a minute before. The NASDAQ up there with the 400s. And there it is.